Okay, so this is Unit S, Concept 7, question number 4, and it reads cosine x over 2 minus sine of x equals to 0. To start it all off, we want to add sine of x to the other side to get cosine x over 2 by itself and sine of x on that side, and we know that cosine x over 2 is also equal to 1 minus cosine x over 2, and we know this because it's an identity, and if you go to the front of your packet you'll see it, I guess. And we pretty much get this and plug it in for the cosine x over 2, so radical 1 minus cosine x over 2 equals to sine of x, and we have a radical and we do not like that radical right there. Just remember that this radical is everything, so we want to square both sides, and that cancels, which leaves us with 1 minus cosine x over 2 equals to sine squared x. Remember, the squared goes before the x. Sine squared of x. And now, if we go to the front of our packet, we know that sine squared x is also equal to 1 minus cosine squared x. So we could substitute that. This would stay the same. Equals to 1 minus cosine squared x. And we want to get rid of that denominator right there. We multiply by 2. And then remember to distribute to both of them. So it'd be 1 minus cosine of x is equal to 2 minus 2 cosine squared of x. And now we want to get everything on one side, so we subtract 2 and add 2 cosine squared x, which pretty much leaves us with 2 cosine squared x plus cosine x minus 1. And now we want to factor after we have that. And to make it all easier, we could pretty much substitute cosine for u, so put it as 2u squared plus u minus 1 is equal to 0, which pretty much factors out to 2u minus 1 and u plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we pretty much put the cosine back in, cosine of x back in where the u is at, cosine of x plus 1. Now we want to use the zero product property, that right here. So 2 cosine of x minus 1 is equal to 0. Cosine of x is equal to 1/2. And cosine of x is equal to negative 1 for this one. And we know that cosine is positive 1/2 at 60 degrees and now 300 degrees. And if we turn that to radians, well, the 60 is pi over 3 and the 300 is 5 pi over 3. And we know that cosine of x is negative 1 at 180 degrees, and that's simply pi, and that's pretty much number 4 for concept 7.